All right. Welcome to the Bread and Hope Show. What's going on, Hope?
Oh man, Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Oh man, very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. And down. Oh boy.
Yeah, man. So now uh, it's football withdrawal, but the good news is there is spring football. So now we do have spring football now. So uh, it's not too much of a withdrawal, but at least you got something
Yeah,
to watch.
yeah. Now it's time to pay attention, like, really into college basketball and, at least do some cramming before March Madness starts in about a month. So we look forward to March Madness. I know that because so many times with March Madness, it's like a crapshoot unless you're following it.
Yeah,
But you know,
yeah.
but yeah, man, you're right, man. I mean, big football fans, man. It won't be long because in April you're gonna have the combine. Hope
That's true. That's true.
you're gonna have the combine, and then the draft's gonna be right after that. So we don't have that much longer to wait.
Right.
April, May, June, yeah, not late at all. We want to thank everybody for joining the Bread and Hope Show. It's your boy Bread. We here every Wednesday night from 9 p.m. 9-ish p.m. To 10 p.m. Every Wednesday night. We are based here in Atlanta, GA. We talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia, around the Atlanta area. But hey, wherever you from, give Bread and Hope Show a call or link on in to the show, be part of the show, and speak on it. Hope, what you got?
Yeah, I just want to thank listeners out there and new listeners for tuning in to the Bread and Hope Show tonight. You're welcome to check out our Facebook page, Bread and Hope Show Facebook group. If you like what you see and want to be a part of the show, just hit us up. We'll take care of you. I also want to invite the listeners, new listeners, to check out the website www.sportsandbrews.com, where you can get beer content as well as sports content. And I also want to give a shout out to Lou.
Hello.
Lou is going to be joining us later on tonight. Uh, and shout out to his show, the Enhanced Sports Show.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, let's get right on into it, man.
Yeah, man. How's the weekend, man?
Weekend was good. The big part of the weekend was the Super Bowl. I did get a chance to go down to Macon and catch a basketball game. Believe it or not, went down and
Really?
watched. Yeah, I actually caught a basketball game. Went down to caught the Mercer basketball team
The
play.
Mercer Bears.
The Mercer Bears. Have you ever been to a Mercer Bear basketball game?
It's been since I was like in high school. That might have been the last time I've gone to a Mercer game. It was in high school. He was sooner than that. So it's been well over like, I don't know, 40 years, 30, 40 years, man.
Yeah, well, it's it's something to do. Um, they were playing Wofford University,
Yeah.
um, which they're based out of South Carolina,
Okay.
and it was an interesting venue. I mean, both teams were mediocre at best,
Okay.
and it was just a matter of which mediocre team was going to execute, and it wasn't Mercer. So
Oh. Oh no.
yeah,
Oh no.
it wasn't Mercer.
Home losses
We
suck.
we was pulling for it, man, but it just didn't happen. But
Okay.
hey, it was cool, man. It was cool.
Oh man.
There was a lot of a lot of kids supporting, people there support.
Oh yeah.
They had support. But as far as the team, it's a work in progress. They definitely gotta get some other guys up in there. That what they got it
Oh
just
yeah.
it ain't happening. So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it ain't happening.
It's been quite some time since I've been to a Mercer game. Now, I've seen them play. Obviously, whenever they make the tournament, which is once every 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, yeah,
But I've seen them. But yeah, it seems pretty interesting because it's funny because Mercer has a campus in Atlanta too,
yeah,
and it's so funny that I tell everybody, yeah, Mercer's cool, but I know the real Mercer's in Macon, Georgia.
yeah,
Real deals in Macon. That's where you go. Because all the lawyers, I know a lot of lawyers at work, and a lot of them have gone through and actually finished Mercer. So a lot of
mm,
the guys who I deal with on a day-to-day basis, they finish Mercer. I said, what? Ain't that something? So I tell them where I'm from. Oh, Mercer. I said, yeah, man, I know about Mercer. Oh yeah, I went to school. I just finished studied law down at Mercer. So wow, ain't that something? Ain't that something? But yeah, that's good stuff, man. Good stuff. So we had a Super Bowl this past weekend, man. So I thought it was just interesting with the Super Bowl, and it was just about everything except for the game. Game wasn't all that, unless you were an Eagles fan. But
yeah,
no, game was just blase, blase. It was cool. I mean, I thought that Philly played their best game. I think they played how they normally played through most of the year,
yeah,
and they were just consistent. And really, I think both teams were consistent, actually, in my opinion.
yeah,
But I think that the luck ran out for the Chiefs, man.
yeah,
Look ran out for the Chiefs.
yeah. And
So no,
unfortunately,
yeah,
unfortunately, had to be on the big stage.
right, exactly.
that
Big
that
stage.
it finally, luck didn't go their way.
It's crazy, man, because
But
the
yeah, go ahead.
Eagles got pressure with their front four. They didn't run no blitzes, nothing, no
Yeah,
stunts, no blitzes. It was just hungry. Ran those 4 hungry dudes, and
yeah,
they gave them hell straight up through the middle, man. It was crazy.
yeah, man. I think uh definitely the Eagles would definitely wanted it more,
Yeah.
or they played that way. But you have to think about it though. When you really look at the whole big picture, and you look at the seasons, and you evaluate the seasons of each team, and yeah, if I ask you, Brad, well, which team you felt went through the most, had the most adverse, or more or less went through more situations that were not the best for the season, or adversity. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Um, which out of the two teams, which team would you say?
Adversity.
Yeah.
It'd probably be the Chiefs.
Okay. Well, why do you say that?
Well, it's based on I say adversity based on how they won games. They didn't play well at all through
Hmm.
half the games in the season.
Hmm.
They lost their starting running back. Uh, since Tyreek Hill left, the passing game man been the same. Although I like Worthy, I thought they should have gone to Worthy a lot more. I thought he was the guy. And Travis Kelce is done. This was not the same Travis Kelce in previous years, man. He's done. He's retired, man. He looked like a retired and a done dude, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so, so I but I just thought that, a lot of games they were lucky. They got a lot of lucky calls throughout. This statistically has not been Patrick Mahomes' best year statistically. He been hurt through half the year, limping and shit. So I just thought that, they had some key injuries, so I just thought that they just had more adversity than Phillies had injuries too. I think they had some key injuries, but the thing about Phillies was so deep. They had injuries to their defense, but I mean, they're just deep, man. It really didn't affect them as much. Quarterback was healthy most of the season. Saquon was healthy. That's their main thing. They deep at running back. So in the offensive line, they had some knick-knack injuries here and there, but I just thought that they just did a good job for the most part. They were just the deep out of the two. So the adversity that they faced, they were just deep enough to kind of overcome it throughout the season. Yeah. They were just a better squad. They were just better equipped to handle adversity without the help of referees and a little luck. They were just good.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I hear what you're saying, though. I do think the Eagles may have went through more. And the real reason why I say, because the Eagles, at one point in time, they didn't look like a team that even I didn't see the Eagles being in, making it to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Versus with the Chiefs. I felt like the Eagles was kind of a team, kind of the middle in the pack. My team that I felt, was going to be there this year was Detroit. I thought Detroit was going to be.
A lot of people, yeah, it's true.
And they played that way, and so, but it didn't work out that way. But that's why I kind of go with the Eagles. I just didn't feel like the Eagles really played any. I mean, they played well, but I don't think until postseason that they actually really kind of start finding their groove and the defense start coming into their own. But and it showed in the Super Bowl. So yeah, man. I mean, I didn't really see that. I guess what I'm saying, I wasn't too surprised the Eagles was able to win. Simply, they played the Chiefs before in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they was kind of going. If you think about it, they was going to go into this Super Bowl with a chip with like okay, you guys got us the first time. Time for some payback, and they came in, and that's how they came into the game. They came into the game, focused and like as if they was trying to make a statement like, hell, we should have won the first one. So, so, the first time we played you guys, you know what I'm saying? So when I look at it that way, they just went into it. I think they were ready. They were ready to go. The Chiefs came into it like, it's kind of like one of the things like, nobody just because you made it there, nobody's gonna give it to you. It's kind of like, well, they kind of like, well, it's things. The chips will fall away the way they usually fall, and we'll end up winning it. No, it ain't gonna work like that.
Yeah. They were very prepared, very prepared squad. Going in, man. But I mean, you look at, the stats. I mean, they weren't bad stats, but I mean, but Patrick Mahomes, he had 2 turnovers, man.
Yeah,
2 picks, man. 2 picks hurt. It was bad.
Yeah, and they were like Matt Ryan picks.
Oh my God, yes, right. At the absolute worst time. I mean, you don't want any picks, period. But
yeah,
man, it was just so bad.
Yeah.
But I think Kansas City lost this game from the jump. They were afraid of Philly,
Yeah.
and they played like they were afraid of Philly, and they only rushed the ball 11 times for 49 yards, man.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes ran 4 of those in a scramble. So I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot unless, Hunt was out of gas and, and Pacheco was still coming off that injury. He got 3 carries for 7 yards. I
Yeah.
just think they were afraid of Philly's front 7. And so they just passed the ball the entire game.
Yeah.
And they played right into Philly's hands. Oh, you gonna pass? All right, pass happy. All right. We got something for that. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I agree. They they never established the run. And I was a little surprised. The Chiefs, they just never established the run and became one dimensional.
Yep.
And that's a recipe for losing, and that's what happened.
Sure is.
You got you got to be able to play good defense, and you got to be able to establish the run. The Eagles, I mean, they tried to establish the run with Saquon, but the Chiefs actually really kind of kept him in. Uh, they did a good job containing him.
Yeah, they did a really good job, Saquon.
So I think the way they fit,
Understood.
the way the Eagles, they just offset that and had design where instead of Saquon running it, you had Hurts.
Hurts.
You had Hurts running the damn ball. So it was kind of um that's what did it, man. I mean, Hurts was he's the MVP, but he was the X factor, no doubt about
You're
that.
the X factor, man. I mean, 17 22 for 221 yards, 2 touchdowns. But he carried the ball 11 times for 72 yards. That's legit and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he had that long sprint for 17. And Saquon ran the ball. He got the touches. Saquon he got to touch the ball 25 times.
Yeah.
And for 57 yards.
Yeah.
No touchdowns. So if you were to give me that stat before the game, I'd also Philly gonna lose.
Right.
If you were gonna tell me Saquon's gonna carry the ball 25 times and he's not gonna get 100 yards, barely 50, it's like okay, barely over 50.
Right.
But they ran the ball 45 times for 135 yards. That hurt.
Yeah.
On the ground. That hurt. So they did whatever they wanted to offensively to those guys. They were very efficient. They spread the ball around. 2 touchdowns in the air between A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Those guys were solid. So it's just they played a solid game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
They got 6 sacks in the game. That was legit. That was a game changer. So I just thought that they were just a better prepared team. They executed much better, and you'd have thought that it was the Chiefs' first time in the Super Bowl.
Right.
By what they put out there.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I mean, best team won. I don't, I kind of mixed emotions about that. Obviously, it's not my team, but you see a lot of your former players there that won you a championship on a college level, and to see them mature on the defensive side of the ball and be catalyst for that.
Yeah.
You got to, being a Georgia fan, you kind of got to feel some kind of way. You got to feel pretty good to see them succeed and continue to win chips. But it kind of makes you feel another kind of way. We talk about it later on, another kind of way being a Falcon fan. That you could have had them dudes on your team, but who's to say that the Falcons coaching staff would have been good enough to develop those players?
Yeah, that's true.
So there's that, man. So let me get out of the game a little bit. What did you enjoy about Super Bowl weekend the most, Hover? Was it the pregame stuff from the prognosticators, or was it the uh, the national anthem, national black anthem, which I thought black anthem was pretty good. The national anthem was pretty good. Was it the halftime show? Was it them booing Taylor Swift? Was it the game itself? What was your favorite part about Super Bowl Sunday? Was it just the food? What what was it, man? What was the top two things was the best? Top two, hope.
Oh man. Man, that's a good one. Well, I watched the Super Bowl. I didn't watch it at home. My wife and I, we were invited over to her friend's home,
Mm-hmm.
so we went there to watch it. Um, so I'm gonna say the food and enjoying the time over at her friend's place. That was the you know two best things I liked about the Super Bowl. I know that's
Uh,
I know
oh
that's
wow,
pretty. I know that's
yeah,
kind of what's
that's
the
different.
word? It's different, but that was about it, man.
That's different.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, what about you, man?
I don't know, man. Um, I, I enjoyed nigga. It didn't last long, but I enjoy. I thought the lady who sang that was awesome, man. I don't know who she was. She was good, man. I thought that was good. And that's about it, man.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean,
that was, the game itself was, it wasn't competitive.
I don't know.
Uh,
It seemed like this time around, I don't know if it was just maybe, like you said, it's always great when you can have a pretty good game, which we didn't have one. But
nah,
so it kind of took the luster away. And then I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, being over, like I said, over my wife's her friend's house.
mhm.
Um, you know, there was a whole lot of talking going on. I'm over there. I'm there practicing my Spanish. So it was,
Oh damn.
so it was kind of like it was just different. Not to
Hmm.
say we wasn't watching it, you know what I'm saying, but
Hmm.
it just once the game just got kind of wasn't that competitive,
Yeah, you got
you
out of
know.
hand, man.
Yeah, we were hell doing other things. So I mean, one point we was damn out on the patio and shit. So I mean,
Yeah,
so anyway, man, it just I mean, even the commercials, we kind of set the I mean, I didn't,
yeah.
that wasn't even really a commercial I really liked.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was even low on commercials. I thought the craziest commercial might have been Kanye. Which was the craziest
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, that was a little weird.
It was weird, and
Yeah,
yeah, it was just not good.
yeah,
Maybe the Pfizer commercial was probably the best with the kid that had battled through cancer.
yeah, that
But
was
god dang,
yeah.
they made him run all the way home from the hospital. So
Yeah, yeah, I know. I
dang,
think
man.
I will say I think I know I like the one where it had all the big brands like Kool Aid and Mr. Clean.
Oh yeah, it was pretty cool.
I
Yeah, it
thought
was
that was
cool.
kind of creative to see that because I was like, damn, I ain't seen Kool Aid in a minute. But
Yeah, right. Busting through the wall, man. It was pretty cool.
yeah, so
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, so that was cool, man. But
yeah.
and then the halftime show, I mean, it was, it was, damn, Kendrick Lamar, he came out
Yeah,
and did his thing, and
yeah.
I liked the special guest appearance with Serena. I
Serena.
thought that
Oh
was,
yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that
man.
was
That was
kind of,
cool. That was good.
yeah,
Yeah,
Serena, yeah, Sam come out and do his thing, but
yeah.
I, I mean, but the only thing about the show, maybe we talked about this. I the best halftime show for me is one of the best, Michael Jackson. I always liked Michael Jackson.
Right,
I thought
right.
I thought that one was just awesome. But no, but it's kind of like when you think about it though, mostly even the young kids, or he just worldwide, most people can identify with Michael Jackson and
Mhm.
his music and everything like that. I don't know about Lamar. I'm not saying he's not well known and all that, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know as far as how much he identified with people. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the verse
That's
overall. I'm not
yeah.
saying maybe there's a small piece of people that but
Well,
not. It's different. Like
yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an example. Like when the show started, we had there was two young kids,
Mhm.
Latino kids. They there.
Mhm.
They just watching and enjoying having. And the show comes on, and they dancing to music, but they can't really identify. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't really identify with the whole show. I just put it like that.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. So yeah, I like that. And so I saw it two different ways. And we was going with spoke. And so I saw two different things from the halftime show. And I thought in terms of Super Bowl shows, I don't think it was that effective because it was a lot of subliminal things going on, and so that a lot of normal folk, casual folks would not catch,
hmm
and plus he's a rapper. He's not like like Young Thug or somebody to where they got catchy line. He
yeah.
ain't that kind of rapper.
Even Missy Elliott. Let's just, yeah,
But
he's not.
he's not right. Yeah, he's not Missy Elliott. And so they two polar opposites. And so, which I thought Missy had one of the best things I've ever seen. Missy was awesome.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, yeah,
I thought
yeah.
Missy was just
But
awesome. Missy
a
was
lot
awesome.
of, but mostly, but even though you can identify, I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. It's you kind of can. It's more easy to identify like with her music and her, what she doing and everything like that.
It's pop.
That's all I'm saying. It's more.
It's pop. It's pop.
It's pop.
I
Yeah, it's
mean,
pop.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna pop
yeah.
hip hop. So Kendrick, but on the other hand, as a fan of hip hop, as a fan of rap music, I thought it was epic. I
Hmm.
thought it was the best ever as a hip hop fan in terms
Yeah,
of what I look for in a hip hop performance. I thought it
yeah,
was great. The
yeah,
messages with the yard and everything, and just to never forget me. He stayed true to the roots of
yeah,
who he is in the game of hip hop. He was
yeah,
100. Sam Jackson, the whole nine was just, it was crazy in terms of hip hop. And the pettiness at the end with Dre, watch him turn it off. Watch him turn it off. Man, and to have his ex, Serena, come up there, man, are you kidding me? That, in terms of hip hop,
Can't sing.
was
Why keep her
the
on stage?
greatest
Can't sing.
ever. That was the greatest ever in terms of hip hop. In terms of Super Bowl, it was not the greatest at all.
yeah. I
But
kind of
in
want
terms of
to.
hip
Yeah.
hop, it was the best I've ever seen, man.
What you think about it, Lou? Welcome, Lou, to the show. Welcome.
Welcome, Lou.
And didn't she know anything from the FB Awards? She can't sing. She can't rap. Why even have her perform on stage? Forget it.
But that's perfect response because
No, I'm talking about Serena.
that's what I'm saying. That's perfect. But that's what I'm talking about. But
Yes.
the what do they call it? The social media pop, whatever they call it, culture part of it is, and the hip hop part of it is, she's Drake's ex-girlfriend, and there's
Yes.
beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and to have his
Well, the whole thing was
ex-girlfriend
about
out
a
there
war on
when
Drake. That's what
say
it was all
again,
about.
Lou? Say again,
The
Lou?
whole halftime was about a war on Drake. That's what
Well,
it was about.
the last part of it was, yeah. The last part
Yeah.
definitely was. It was definitely about him. I mean, oh my God. And he did not want to, Kendrick did not want to perform Not Like Us. He did not want to do that at all. But he kind of had to, and he prepped it and played with it, so he kind of had to, but it's only his biggest song ever. And the thing about it, Lou, I think that his halftime was like the most watched. It's probably the most criticized, but it was also the most watched of all time. he was 13.5. Was it 13.5 views, and Michael Jackson was 13.4, something like that. That was the difference between the two.
Yeah.
Which was incredible.
127 million in total watched. That was just from the network, not counting streaming and everything else.
Not counting. You also got to
factor people, streaming service, people watching outside the home. So you got to factor in that too. So you have like about 160, 170 million.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. Crazy numbers. But they did a good job promoting it, even before he even performed. So everybody, let's see what this is all about.
I have to say one thing about, I think the pregame was even better, especially.
Yeah.
And Lady Gaga did quite a great performance on that. I mean, that was, she's
Lady
gotten better.
Was good. Yep. I
mean, she's come a long way since the days when we first started. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Lou. I did like the pregame. I like Lady Gaga. I like everything that kind of happened in the pregame part of it, which I halfway pay attention to. But if I pay attention to it, then it's pretty good.
But the game itself, I mean, I'll say this: I knew that the Eagles were going to win, but I didn't think it was going to be much of a one-sided game. I knew the Eagles were going to get revenge on the Chiefs for this, and they really just gave it to Mahomes. I mean, he didn't even get sacked 6 times the whole year, and he got sacked 6 times in this one game.
One game, man.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah, it was, man. It was brutal. And there's nothing they could do about that offensive line. I mean, their offensive line was in his lap the entire game.
Which also goes to prove that the refs didn't help.
Yeah. Right there. Yeah. The refs like, we're going to stay out of this.
They didn't help the Chiefs because we know the refs.
We're going to stay out of this. This doesn't work. Can't win without the refs, man. Can't win without the refs. But I don't know, guys. It was okay for what it was worth. It was definitely like one of the better Super Bowls that I've seen, by a long shot. It just was not.
That was one of the top 5 worst.
Yeah. Plus, you got Philly fans celebrating, man. Nobody wants to see that. So
they don't know how to celebrate. They're a classless bunch.
Yes, they are. Oh man.
Excuse me, I gotta go climb up a pole now.
Yeah. But I will say this, man. I did meet 1 or 2 cool Philly fans when I was on the cruise last year when the Falcons played the Phillies. And I met some really cool people from Philly fans there. Really cool people. Which I'm like, okay, all right, not bad. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the cool Philly fans that I know. Yeah. So that was really good. When the Falcons won that game against Philly, they brought me and my wife a bottle of champagne from the room. I sure appreciate that. Celebrate the victory. So I'm happy for them. I know they're happy, got the Eagles stuff on. Just like, yeah. Falcons, take that. Take that. So look, man, I can't wait. I think there's already a lot of discussions here in Atlanta about, who do we draft at 15? Falcons only have 5 picks. And it has to be defensive picks. I would say all of them. If you deviate, an undrafted free agent pick, I would pick up a kicker. So Falcons' recipe is to pick up all defensive players in your first 5 picks.
Right.
And you got to go to Georgia. You got to get one of them linebackers from Georgia. There are a couple of other guys out there that look good. I'm still doing my homework on who's out there. But if you're Georgia, you're number 15. You got to go out there and get you some defensive players, man. What you think about that, Hope?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, defense, as we saw this past Super Bowl, defense wins championships.
Yep, they still do.
I don't care what you got on offense, but if you got a stellar defense,
yep,
it can take you pretty far, even win the Super Bowl like the Phillies. So, yeah, man, we need to make it happen on the defensive side, no doubt about that.
So, the rumor mill out there is Kirk Cousins may be going to the Jets, Luke. And
See,
Jets really ain't got to pay him. You know, I mean, the Falcons gonna eat the contract, and you probably just got to pay him. You know, bag potato chips or something. It's not a whole lot of money. Yep. You know, but I want to trade him. I want those defensive players that y'all got over there, Lou. We need or a pick or something. I want a pick. You guys got enough picks going on. You guys can shed one of those mid-round and late-round picks for the Falcons, or give us a player.
But see, like, every time we try to get, we think we get a good draft pick, it doesn't come through for us.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what we get.
Well, I don't know, Lou. You get Kirk Cousins. Hell, I don't know if that's an upgrade from Aaron Rodgers.
No, not at this stage of his career.
No, it's not. You know, and I just think that Kirk Cousins, we're finding out who he is. He's got a very good agent. He's got one of the best agents in sports because he keeps finding these deals. And he says what he's got to say. And he went out years ago. I wasn't healthy.
Yes, but at this stage of his career, that would not be a good move for him to come to the Jets. I mean, the last thing we need is another Rodgers who thought he was going to help us, but he turned to be a bust. So the last thing we need to see is another version of him.
Yep. Well, that's
when
what
you're
past your
prime, you're washed up.
Yep. Yep. You're correct, sir. That's what you're going to get.
I mean, take a look at Well, let me think about it.
Yeah.
Well, there was one person. It's the cousin of my co-host, and he was good at one time, but you know, when you reach a certain point in your career, no matter how good you were, you're not going to be where you once was, say 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
When you start to tail off, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a huge problem there. I mean, you know, there's nothing he can say at this point. Everybody pretty much kind of saw what he was all about.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't got it. Injury, no injury, he ain't got it. I think he's done. So, you know, we'll see. We be paying close attention to the combine. Defense for the Falcons and picks. I would try to make a deal and get about 2 more picks.
Disgusted though is that how Sam Darnold was with the Jets, couldn't do anything, and all of a sudden now he's a success.
Look, man, you know, you make any look. Just Jefferson will make any quarterback look good. He getting all these quarterbacks paid, man. Yeah, Jefferson, good receiver like that who catch anything. He'll make the most mediocre quarterback look like a star and get him paid.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly what happened there. I think that's exactly what happened.
Well, we also saw too. I mean, with Minnesota, once they got in the postseason, you know, Darnold got exposed because he doesn't have any mobility.
Nope.
And then they figured he doesn't have any mobility, and if you can play man-to-man coverage, you might have a chance, and that's what happened. So,
Matt Ryan problem. It's Matt Ryan problem.
Yeah. Don't play zone. Play man-to-man, and that's exactly what it was, and so they figured it out. Cause he can't make, you know, he's like a statue, man. We couldn't find out he's a statue back there.
Oh yeah.
But like any good any decent quarterback, if you give him enough time and he got a receiver like Jefferson, he look all world.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what he got exposed. He got exposed big time when they played the Lions. The Lions kind of put the blueprint out how to D him up.
Yeah, I agree. Agreed, man. You know, so I you know, so I mean, hey, I respect the hustle.
But you know, like I said, but yeah, he's gonna get a big bag. You know, no doubt about that. So
he's gonna get it. There's no doubt about that. He's gonna get that bag, and you know, and that's what it. Look, we can't play for guys can't play forever. And so you got to make all the deals you can before this could be your last deal.
Right.
This could be your last deal. So
Yes.
that's that. So I can't wait till the combine. But look at here, guys. Shifting gears a little bit to basketball. We got All-Star Weekend coming up, and even before All-Star Weekend, thoughts about the Luka trade after you've seen these guys play. So what's your guys' take? I mean, AD, he looked good until he didn't look good, which means that we all knew that it was just a matter. We just didn't think it was going to happen in his first game, his debut game with his new team, but he got hurt. Okay, that's why his nickname is Street Clothes. So so he's hurt again. Maverick fans are just like, no, this cannot happen. So what do you guys think about that, man? What do you guys think about it? I mean, I think it's obvious. Everybody's like, well, Dallas got hosed, but hell, they hosed themselves.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah.
What you got on that, Hope?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't think it's no secret that AD can't stay healthy. I mean, just look at his track record. I mean, he plays a game. He may give you a couple of games, then he get hurt, come back out, then get hurt again. You remember when Charles Barkley and Kenny and all them, they were talking about, I forgot one game. They were like talking about AD was being pushed out in a wheelchair. Is that I can't remember one of them games. And then they were saying anyway, it was a whole big whoop to do about it. And I think he got back to AD and he was pissed. Like it was like, yeah, I heard AD pushing AD at halftime off the court in a wheelchair. But what they were saying to the extreme of his injury didn't look that extreme. That's basically
right.
And so that's that. Like I said, man, that's the problem with AD now is he just can't stay on the court.
Yeah. I mean that's really kind of both of them. Really, I mean Luka's not the healthiest guy either. So there's that. I mean, when both of them, you have to end up with a preposition of phrase, which is you never want to do. When healthy. When healthy, you never want to do that. So yeah. I mean, look, man. So Luka only played 24 minutes. He scored 14 points. But I mean, he'll get better. I wouldn't even worry about that kind of stuff, stats and stuff. Luka and LeBron and company and Reeves and company, those guys are gonna be fine in La La Land. They are gonna be just fine, especially in the postseason.
Right.
But Dallas, not so much. If they can't get AD healthy or keep AD healthy, it's gonna be tough, man. They got to get to the playoffs first. So they're gonna really have the work cut out for them, and for whoever's coming in for AD. That's all I'm saying. And it's crazy, man. I didn't see this trade coming. I thought it was crazy. Everybody probably would have thought that Trae Young probably would have gotten traded before Luka. And Trae Young is doing his thing, man. He averages a double-double. He leads the league in assists again. Hawks are one of the top teams in the league in terms of assists, period. And Trae Young has made it as an all-star. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's hurt. He was out. He wasn't going to be able to play in the All-Star game, so he's taking his place. So I'm glad, shout out to Trae Young who makes another All-Star appearance. I'm happy for Trae being a Hawks fan and a Trae fan. I'm happy for the guy. We're not doing so great against the Knicks though, but it's just we got a lot of time. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just a matter of time. If the Knicks and the Hawks game is close, it's
Very close.
it's you got to lean a little bit towards the Hawks because of Trae Young got ice in the veins. He's killed the Knicks on a couple of occasions late in games. Yeah. So but I'm just glad to see Trae Young made it, and I think his response was great in terms of making the playoffs. He said, "Hey, it's not about me, but it's bigger than me. It's about the city. It's about the team. Put me in a position where I can be eligible to make it to a game like this, and I'm representing my team, representing my city. At first we weren't, now we are. So I'm just happy because of that. My personality, it is what it is. But I'm here to try to win championships. But in terms of the All-Star game, I'm glad that the city gets a chance to be represented, in such a big event for the game. So I thought his response was perfect, guys. And Trae probably would not have said that years ago. So I think that he's really matured over the years. So what do you guys think about you guys tuning in to the All-Star festivities this weekend?
Well, it looks like an interesting format they're doing with the game itself, so I might want to check it out.
Yep. Yeah, I mean they always push the format. I'm curious to see what happens. Obviously, there's no defense being played, but that's guys. We talked about it last week in terms of the NFL Pro Bowl game. With any of these games, there's no defense being played. Okay?
Right.
It's about the scoring, and nobody really wants to get hurt. I get it. Nobody's really going all out, so you just playing playground ball and one ball. But that's more acceptable than football doing what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it just really looks bad to see guys out there in football. I mean, it looks bad enough, I guess, when they're playing flag football, but hell, they put more energy in the flag football than they did for regular football game with pads. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
They put more effort in that.
Gag football.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know, maybe it's different in person, but I mean on television, for me it didn't suck. But you rather see guys with pads because they don't play like that during the year. Now, if it was a side game, that would be fine. But they're making this as the main event, like the Olympics or something. They put all these different events together. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's supposed to be for the fans, right?
Right.
And we're not getting what we want.
Though I think the fans have too much power in the voting, though.
I agree. I mean, that's in all of it, though. Lou, because I think same thing goes for all the others. Well, I think in basketball, fans get a third, players and coaches get a third, and AP get a third. Basketball rosters, and I'll tell you how you do it. Basketball, whoever gets selected needs to be expanded. I think that all teams should have representation. And so you say, well, how do all teams get representation when you only got 15 spots on the roster? Right? And so I'm thinking a tournament style. You got an all-star for each conference or each division. And Southwest Division, everybody gets represented. So they have an all-star team. Central Division, they got an all-star team, and then you have a tournament. And you have that tournament, and you play that tournament to see which one wins. And I think that's a little bit different right there. That's a little bit different. And so if you have an all-star, if you have Dame Lillard and you have Book down in Phoenix, and you put him over with the Lakers and all those other guys, and I think if you get that together, man, I think that you're onto something. That way you have more players that make the roster, and every team, every city that has a team, I don't care what your record is, you have a player that will be represented on All-Star Weekend in the game and have an opportunity to kind of win it all. I love it, man. And the rivalries. Lou, are there really any real rivalries in basketball?
About the what?
Are there any real rivalries? Because there used to be rivalry games, between like the
Well,
Celtics
yeah.
and Celtics and the Lakers back in the day.
So there's the Lakers, Celtics, and Knicks. I
Right.
think it's lost.
But nobody really has a rivalry game this year. These times, right?
No.
I'm trying to think, but
No, not.
nah. I think everybody's kind of lovey-dovey right now. Everybody just kind of, bro shakes everywhere, bro hugs everywhere. So I don't know, man. It's just different. When we grew up, there were rival games. Lakers
Yes.
and there was a time when the Lakers and Kings, when Shaq played, there was a rivalry right there. You had Philadelphia and the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
So you had different things go. Bulls and the Pistons and the Pacers, Bulls. You had all these like little rival games. Even the Hawks. I don't think the Hawks had a rival. I just think that people wanted to see Dominique versus Jordan. That's what that was. It wasn't really a team thing, but you just want to see those two guys go at it. And they went at it every chance they got. There was a rivalry there. So back in the 90s and 80s and 70s, there were rival games, rival teams. But today, it's gone. The media's trying to make this stuff, must-watch television.
Yes.
But it's just too fabricated, in my opinion. I think they're trying to get viewers, but I just think it's fabricated, and the generation now is just not buying it. They're like, got better things to do. Why hate each other when you can love? It's like the 60s all over again. But but that's just my little 2 cents. What you doing this weekend, man? You watching the partaking in the All-Star game events?
Probably not. Yeah, this was Valentine's weekend, so yeah, I got some other things on the books.
All right. Lou, you partaking in the festivities this weekend?
I might do that. I mean, it's a prime time game, and there isn't much anything else on. So yeah, I think I might take part in it. I want to see how this format works.
Yep. So, and I think Ricochet may be in the game. The rookie from that plays with the Hawks out of France. I think he's pretty good. So he may be in the Rising Stars rookies game or something like that. Pretty good. Oh, shout out to Kevin Durant. He's the 8th player in NBA history to reach 30,000 points, man.
Yep. All right.
Shout out to KD, man. I just think he's one of the best players in the game, have been for a long time, but it gets overshadowed, by LeBron and Steph, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's right there. He's beating LeBron. He had, of course, he was with Steph to do it, but both of those guys are beating LeBron's teams. And LeBron he's won 1 or 2. But I just think, I just think that KD is one of the best that's been out there, and time will tell.
Right.
But with the media and social media, ESPN, the machine, the 4-letter network, are just always, they're gonna put propaganda out there like LeBron James is the best thing since and I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. Trust, I'm not a LeBron hater. I'm on that Michael Jordan, not LeBron. not LeBron James. I'm just not. I like the guy. He's not my favorite player, but I like the guy. I think he's got good game. He's definitely one of the best to do it in his era. along with Steph Curry. For me, I don't think you can say LeBron without Steph or KD. Just my opinion.
No.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I think all of those three guys play on such a high level. They're all champions. They're all greats. They're all going to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And Steph is just the alien to me. I don't think I've ever seen a player like him ever. But that's what people said about Jordan. When Jordan came, I've never seen anybody like that. Look at he walks on air. But look at that guy. He jumped real high. But it was more than Michael Jordan than that. He was a winner. He was a competitor. He was the biggest competitor out of anybody who was on the court. I didn't see that in LeBron. I'm just saying it. Being a witness of both, and not to bring the comparison thing back again, but Jordan was the competitor of the competitors. Jordan's best team versus LeBron's best team. I'm taking Jordan every day of the week, twice on Sundays.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's just how I see it.
Right.
He was just the only team that could rival Jordan's team, in my opinion, is Magic's Lakers.
Yeah.
It was just too many Hall of Famers, man. Too many Hall of Famers. Too many at every position. At every position. It was just at their peak, man. I don't know if you guys remember seeing the Lakers at their peak, man. Good Lord. It was too much. But anyway, that's my little 2 cents. I will be tuning in, hopefully on maybe Saturday night to watch the dunk contest or something, and for whatever it's worth. Are they having a dunk contest this year? Should I watch a 3-point contest more so than dunk contest? So I'll tune into that. I'll tune into the game itself, just because, like Lou said, there's nothing else going on. So I'll tune in and get it in, guys. So we're near the end of the show. Couple of minutes. Lou, take us home, bro.
All right. Well, the football season may be over, but Enhanced Sports Show rolls on. Yeah, we'll recap the Super Bowl, or if you want to call it a Super Bowl, give or take. Yeah. We'll recap everything: the pregame, the postgame, and the game itself. Oh boy. We'll also check out with the NBA festivities. I'll take predictions on who is going to win on Sunday's game, because the game will be, because by the time we're gone, the game won't be there yet. So we'll have to do the best we can. Nations 4 hockey tournament, which is going on right now. The opening game was tonight, so I'll get thoughts on that. I think we should talk about the MLB preseason now that pitchers and catchers have reported to training camp. If you believe that. I might start touching on predictions for college basketball now that we're in the midpoint of the season. And within a month from now, we'll be at the Selection Sunday. So check that out. And in the coming weeks, I might talk some USL football. Maybe. And of course, we'll also have your thoughts and comments this week in sports history, the ridiculous sign of the week, sports trivia, and the feel good story of the week. So remember, we're still going. Saturdays, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number is 512-543-4662, which translates into 1-800 the 100. Well, you get the idea because of the game itself, which is that bad. 1-800 help. 1-800 the Chiefs need help. Oh boy. Yeah, but anyway, 4 to 6, 512-543-4662 was the number to call. So I hope I hear from you.
Will do. Sounds good, Lou. Sounds real good, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, Lou.
Yeah.
And don't forget Friday. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Share good love.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And on Saturday we'll be playing love songs and nothing but love songs. Oh. We had a station in New York that did that, so just a little bit of that.
Oh man.
I know we had in Georgia, but we had a big Mush section here in New York a long time ago.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! Wow!
We had a that was a slogan. Love songs, nothing but love
Oh,
songs. What was I called? Mush FM.
mush, mush.
The mushiest stuff ever that you ever heard.
Oh my
Drive
goodness! Oh man! Well, hey man, it could be worse.
not much, not much.
Could be worse.
By the way, my speakers are working, so I'm in full mode.
Excellent. Good stuff, Lou.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Mhm.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Will
Good
do,
night.
man. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
So hey, thanks for joining the Bread and Hope show tonight. See you guys next week. Same Bread and Hope time, same Bread and Hope channel. 9 o'clock, y'all. Don't be late. Even if you're running late, don't you be late. And we enjoy talking to you. So thanks for joining the Bread and Hope show. Until next time, speak on it.
Speak on it.